I'm so excited to be here with you and share my message of my book, The Grass is Greenest Where I Am and Where You Are. I always say, fear will freeze you. Love will free you. Fear will freeze you. Love will free you. We have to learn to step into our fears in order to be able to overcome them. Fear creates that barrier between ourselves and everything we want in our life, a barrier to our happiness, to our success, to our abundance. I know, because for years I lived in a very fearful place. I kept myself very small and very hidden in this big, big world. And let me take you back with me, way, way back into my childhood, so you can have more of an understanding of why I felt the way I did. I grew up in Israel, on a kibbutz. And for those of you who don't know what a kibbutz is a community where it's like a socialism where about 500 people work together, live together, and share the profits. It's a very secure place, a place of love, a place of connection. We're all like one big family. And I always felt very supported and loved. I always had someone to go to, always someone to lean on. I never felt alone. However, at about 8 years old, my mother got married. She was a single mom. She got married to my stepfather, who is an American, and he was not able to fit into the kibbutz lifestyle. So they decided to immigrate to the United States. So I was taken at 11 years old to Chicago, USA. To say the least, my life would never be the same. I felt alone. It's the security of family and togetherness and a place to go was taken away from me. I had no one to lean to. I didn't speak the language. The kids made fun of me in school. I was put into the public school system, so I had no support there. And I was bullied. I was made fun of my name, Noah's Ark, Noah's Ark. Now I'm okay with it. And to make things even worse, my home life was really in a lot of pain and turmoil. I had a stepfather that was extremely abusive, mentally and physically to me. And it made me feel really powerless and really small. I felt like I had no one to talk to, and the place where I should have felt the most safe, which is in my own house, was not a safe place. It was a big struggle for me, and I became very, very disconnected from myself. And even though I could look in the mirror and see myself, I had no idea who the person in the mirror was. I didn't smile for years. I couldn't even smile. I was a sad child. I had to learn how to smile as an adult. However, one day, after I had a huge, huge argument with my stepfather, I remember running down the stairs to the basement, and my room was in the basement. I was about 14 years old at the time, maybe 15. I remember sitting on my bed and sobbing, and all of a sudden looking up at my wall, and I see this huge poster on my wall by Albert Einstein. This poster read, "Great spirits have always encountered opposition from mediocre minds." I don't know if I knew what it meant at the time, but that poster it gave me hope. It made me feel like maybe I'm worth something. Maybe he's mediocre. Maybe there's something for me here I need to start looking into. But I didn't know what that meant at that time. That night, I got into my bed, still sobbing, very sad, and I made a decision that will change my life forever. I decided, even though my adulthood is a very short time in my life, I realized that, and it's not forever. And I decided right there, I have nothing to say in my childhood because what I say doesn't count, and I felt very like nobody really cared about me. But I made the decision, my adulthood is going to be amazing because I am going to choose. I'm going to create it. I'm going to break that cycle. I get to choose my life. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had no idea. But I just made the decision and created it as a possibility in my future, put it there for the future. And many years went by after that decision. I kind of forgot that it was there for a while. So I kept going through my life, always looking for love in all the wrong places and growing up slowly. I had to learn as an adult to love myself again. I had to learn to believe in myself and believe in who I am. I had to find love for myself, compassion for myself, forgiveness for myself. I had to find compassion and forgiveness for the people in my life, the people that hurt me. And that was my journey. But I knew that I wanted to grow. I knew that I wanted to become more than just what I knew at this moment. I knew that I had a cycle to break. I realized that I was in this cycle, and I had to break out of that cycle of the past. And I didn't want to recreate that in my life. So I really took time to nurture my life, to grow. I read a lot of books by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. And I took that time to really try to get to be more closer to myself and find a connection to that girl in the mirror. Love myself, find that connection. And it took years, but after years and years of hard work, I finally was able to get there. And I remembered that promise I made to myself years ago, that I was going to take my power back in my own hands, and I wasn't going to let other people create what I should create for myself in my life. I had to break the old cycle, so I was in the cycle. I had to shift, and I had to recreate new cycles that work. So I really believe in that, breaking old cycles, shifting, and recreating new cycles that work. I'm really all about that. And it's a lifelong journey. We never stop breaking cycles. We're always in a cycle, breaking cycle. So I really believe in that shift and flow and connecting to our flow and to our life. When I speak about love, I say, will free you. So love is that freedom that we create in our life. Love has no barriers. Love is free. Love is open. Love is giving. Love is sharing. Right? Love is just being authentically ourselves and loving ourselves and sharing our love with everybody else. Love is that creative energy that we can take our paints out and color the world in many, 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 many different colors and be who we need to be in the world. We don't have to be afraid anymore. We trust ourselves. We trust the journey. And that was my journey to get there. And I was able to really transform my life and transform everything in my life. I was able to choose an amazing man to spend my life with, who every day makes me feel like I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. And I'm so blessed to have him. He's here today. So, my special man right there. Yes, I'm so grateful. And this couldn't have been possible if I didn't do the work myself, if I didn't believe in myself. I had to see it here. So anything that we want, we have to see it here first, connect to it before we can manifest it out there. Everything in my life has come from here, and I'm all about helping others find their connection to themselves, find that connection to their life, because you matter. What you want matters. who you are matters. You're all special, you're all unique. You all came here with a special gift to share with the world. And the world needs you. The world needs every single one of us to make a difference, to find connections to each other, and to make it a better path for future generations to follow. That's why we're here. We're here to create that. In my book, The Grass is Greenest Where I Am, I speak about no comparison, no competition, and no scarcity. I speak about living in our own love and light and sharing our special gifts with the world. Knowing that the grass is greenest right here where you are, nurturing your life, loving yourself, and not thinking that it's greener anywhere else. But appreciation for yourself, gratitude for yourself. And then when you feel it here, right, then you can bring it to everybody else because it's already in you. You're manifesting it. Because we can't create anything in the world that we can't already see it within ourselves. When I speak about no comparison, again, I speak about that you're unique, one of a kind, only one in the world. You have a special gift. You came here to share. And we don't have to compare ourselves to anybody else. We don't have to be like anybody else. We can appreciate somebody else. We can admire, but we don't have to compare ourselves. You're perfect. You're beautiful. You don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to fit into anybody else's mold. So I want to change the comparison to acceptance. What if we all just accepted each other instead of compete with each other? And then I also speak about no competition. Why are we trying? What are we doing? I mean, we want to be happy and fulfilled. When we're competing, it's draining us. It's not a win-win. I always say, you already won the race. You were the fastest sperm, right? You already won. Like, now it's time to just relax and just really enjoy the ride. And there's no competition. We can all help each other. How about if we change competition to connection? We don't have to compete with each other. We can find connection to each other, love and light, and help each other on this journey. Because the more you help others, the more you get to raise your own vibration in your own life. So by helping others, you're helping yourself. And I talk about no scarcity. No scarcity is a big one because we also, scarcity takes us away from abundance. So I like to change scarcity to abundance. When we think about scarcity, we think of lack. And I think the world has everything and enough for all of us to have. And when we're open to it, when we start thinking abundant, abundance does come into our life. So when we start changing, we start seeing it inside ourselves, we can bring it out into the world and really be open to receive the abundance of the world. Everything is possible when you believe in you. I use the mantra, the grass is greenest where I am. The grass is greenest where I am. To empower myself, empower my life, and keep me grounded in myself and in my journey. And yet, I'm all about connection and all about helping each other. Together, we are one, and together we win. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you all. I love you.